Breaking news from WRAL. Coverage you can count on.
Now at 6, 3 people had to be rushed to the hospital after they were shot at a local restaurant right next door. What police are telling us about the shooting after investigating for hours into the morning. And it's another chilly start this morning with temperatures in the 30s and 40s, even a few 50s. I'll show you a couple of fronts that are going to start to drop our temperatures even more.
And it's official now. We are 2 weeks from Election Day today, and both presidential candidates are working to secure as many swing state votes as possible. The stops both campaigns are making here in North Carolina today.
Plus, if you're over 65, today is the day to make your way to the state fairgrounds. What's in store for Senior Citizen Day and how you can get your hands on free tickets to the fair and a Bojangles breakfast. It is bow time. Hungry for those biscuits there. It is also news and weather time. And whether you're over 65 or under, we welcome you on this Tuesday morning. I'm Renee Chu.
I'm Jeff Hogan. Yeah, thanks for making us part of your routine here. We were just talking about that cornbread competition over there, too. I mean,
didn't that sound so good?
Oh, goodness.
Bacon, hot honey.
Got it all going on over there. Elizabeth Gardner in the WRAL Severe Weather Center. Another chilly start as we get going today. The afternoons have been the payoff, though.
Y'all are doing this again. We were talking about bacon and hot honey, and now you're tossing to me again with bacon and hot honey. My goodness. All right, skies are clear. Y'all, everybody's going to start like running for the biscuits and not watching TV. So y'all pay attention here. Temperatures are in the mid 40s right now in the Triangle area. So it feels very much like it did yesterday, but some subtle changes. 53 degrees in Fayetteville right now, so warmer than it was yesterday, and a little cooler in Roxborough at 37. So it's a pretty wide range in our temperature. If you are going to the state fair to find some of that hot honey and bacon today, it's going to feel fantastic. 71 at lunchtime, and our highs almost 80 degrees. It's going to stay mild even into the evening. Even at 8 o'clock, we're still looking at temperatures in the mid 60s. Lots and lots of sunshine. Tracking Oscar. Oscar is about to fall apart. It just has winds at 40 miles per hour right now. It will continue to cruise through the Bahamas and then fizzle out in the next 24 to 48 hours. I'm tracking 2 fronts that will actually start to drop our afternoon highs a little bit. I'll show you where we're headed with that coming up, Ken.
6:02, Elizabeth. I got to taste that cornbread hot honey. It was delicious. All right. Here's what you can expect if you're getting ready to head out this morning. Just a couple of minor incidents to tell you about. This crash on the southbound lane near Buffalo Road. We're not seeing any issues whatsoever, but if you live in that area, you'll probably see some police activity. Just be mindful of that. And of course, this disabled vehicle causing a little bit of a slowdown there on South Saunders Street in the northbound lane. We'll keep an eye on that and let you know if it's going to affect you moving forward this morning. Let's head outside, shall we? I-40 and Lake Wheeler Road traffic is definitely picked up, but moving nicely in both directions. Getting ready to head out, take us with you on the radio, 101.5 HD3 anywhere in the Triangle, or you have a couple more options, 99.3 FM in Raleigh and 96.5 FM in Durham.
Breaking news we're following this morning. 3 people are seriously hurt after a shooting at a deli that was right next door to a hospital. This happened just before midnight in Fayetteville, and police just cleared that scene within the last 30 minutes. Nick Perlin is in the WRAL Breaking News Tracker at Cape Fear Valley Medical Center. And Nick, those 3 people had to be rushed to that nearby hospital.
And Jeff, that's right, and it's still unclear right now what led up to the shooting. That's why Fayetteville police were here all throughout the morning trying to get more information. I do want to show you, though, some video from the WRAL Breaking News Tracker. This is from around 1 this morning, and you can see crime scene tape blocking off this entire area, as well as more crime scene tape around the Manhattan Deli. That's where 3 people were shot at and were taken to the hospital. And this deli is right next to the Cape Fear Valley Medical Center. And so, again, those 3 people were taken to the hospital with serious injuries, but at this point in time, still trying to figure out what led up to this shooting. And of course, if Fayetteville police have any idea who fired those gunshots, of course, we'll stay on top of this and we'll keep trying to ask for more information. And as it becomes available, we'll be sure to update you. Live in Fayetteville, Nick Perlin, WRAL News.
A man is also hurt after a shooting in Durham. Police tell us this happened just before 8 o'clock last night on West Enterprise Street. It's right near Fargo Street, and video from the WRAL Breaking News Tracker shows a large police presence there, several evidence markers. Officials say the man was taken to the hospital. He is expected to survive. No word yet on any suspects in this case.
With just 2 weeks to go until Election Day, both presidential campaigns are stopping in North Carolina today to bolster support from voters. WRAL's Laura Levine joins us live from Cat's Cradle in Carrboro. And Laura, Second Gentleman Doug Emhoff will be there, while former President Trump will be in Greensboro.
Another busy day here in North Carolina. Renee, good morning. Second Gentleman Doug Emhoff. He will first begin his day in Cary, then he will make a stop here at Cat's Cradle in Carrboro to not only mobilize support for the Harris-Walz campaign, but to also encourage people to vote early. We know that this is not the first or second time that he's been here in North Carolina rallying. These visits from both parties have become regular as North Carolina plays a critical role in this election. Former President Donald Trump will be in Greensboro today after holding a rally yesterday in Greenville and getting a look at the storm damage in Asheville. With early voting underway, the location of these stops are very strategic. Political strategists say data shows black voter turnout is down sharply from 2020, especially in rural parts of the state where black voters tend to be more socially conservative. And we also know that early voting trends do not typically really tell us what the turnout or outcome of the election will be. We do know more than 1 million people in North Carolina have already cast a ballot. Laura Levine, WRAL News, live in Carrboro.
Well, so if you have any questions about your polling site, where it is, when it's open, WRAL has you covered. You can learn about each of the candidates on your ballot, be informed, set a reminder to vote as well. You can do it all on WRAL.com. Just search vote.
This morning, investigators are looking for more evidence near a drainage pond in Zebulon after police confirmed a body found in the Weavers Pond neighborhood is Kareem Shabazz. Police say they've determined this based on appearance and clothing. They do not believe anything criminal was involved. A neighbor found Shabazz's body in the pond near their home. He was last seen doing car detail work in the neighborhood last Tuesday.
I think it's pretty bizarre that he would be out here for 6 days and nobody knew anything.
Investigators say they will drain the pond to see if they can find any more evidence in this case.
Happening today, we expect to get an update about the future of Raleigh's historically black universities, Shaw and St. Augustine's. WRAL's Kelsey Coffey joins us live from St. Augustine's University this morning. And Kelsey, St. Aug has faced months of financial issues we've reported extensively.
Yes, Jeff, and today we should receive an update both from the interim president of St. Aug's and the president of Shaw University. And this, of course, comes as St. Aug's has been facing legal and financial troubles that threaten the future of the university. Today, Raleigh city leaders will talk about ways that the city can partner with both institutions. Today's discussion will be focused on economic development. We'll learn more about what's happening at Shaw and St. Aug's right now and what's planned for the future. City leaders also met with both university presidents back in May. There, they discussed how they could model Raleigh HBCU partnerships after a racial equity initiative in Charlotte. So we'll have a crew at the meeting this afternoon at 1:30. We'll be sure to stay on top of this and keep you updated. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Raleigh.
The essential-only travel ban has been lifted in western North Carolina. During an update yesterday with FEMA, Governor Roy Cooper announced the number of customers without power is down to 5,400. The state DOT says the preliminary figure for the cost to fix all the bridges and roads is $5 billion. So far, more than 750 of the 1,200 roads that were closed from Helene have reopened. More than 3,100 soldiers and airmen have also been working in western North Carolina.
Durham Public Schools' new superintendent wants to hear from you about your experience with the district. Anthony Lewis is holding a meeting tonight to speak to families, students, staff, and community members. Tonight's meeting will be at 6:30 at Hillside High School.
If you are over the very young age of 65, today is your special day to enjoy the state fair. Admission is free for senior citizens today. Bojangles biscuits and coffee will be served on the Dorton patio that's near the waterfall at the Senior Fun Fest. So breakfast starts at 9 a.m. while supplies last. A program with Ag Commissioner Steve Troxler and music will kick off at 10 a.m. Accessible parking is available outside Gate 10, and you can get there by Trinity University Road. Overflow parking and handicap parking are available at Carter Finley Stadium. And be sure to stop by our tent to meet members of the WRAL team while you're at the fair. We'll be located in our usual spot on the northeast side of Dorton Arena. Chris Lovingood and Michelle McConaughey will be there today from 10:30 to 11:30 this morning. And this afternoon, you can meet Gerald Owens and Julian Grace. They'll be there from 2 until 3. A teenager is in custody this morning after 5 people were found dead at a home in Washington state. What neighbors say about the people who lived in the home as we wait to learn what happened there. Michelle.
And 4 people were killed when a helicopter crashed into a radio tower in Texas. What we know about that tower that has a history of not working.
And a lovely afternoon. We're looking at temperatures near 80 today and tomorrow, but I'm tracking a couple of fronts that will gradually start to knock down our temperatures. I'll show you what to expect coming up.
As you get into your car, tune to WRAL News Plus on your radio. In Raleigh on 99.3 FM. In Durham, 96.5 FM. And everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
6:13. It's nice and crisp out there this morning. Wilson's checking in at 42, 45 in Durham. It's been a little warmer in our southern counties. Fayetteville's at 53, a little bit warmer than it was yesterday. But up near the Virginia line, we have a number of towns in the 30s this morning. So no matter where you are, the jacket feels good again this morning. Mid-40s to around 50 in the Triangle. As the sun comes up, it's going to be another gorgeous start to the day. And a quick warm up as the kids are headed out on the playground. Temperatures will be in the low 70s. And as they're coming home, temperatures nearly 80 degrees. And we'll see that again tomorrow. Then Thursday, a front comes through. It'll be a dry front, but it'll start to knock down our temperatures. And then a second front comes through during the weekend. And that may be our first chance of rain in quite some time. Probably not a lot, but I'll show you what's coming.
All right, Elizabeth, weather and traffic every 10 minutes. The good news is you're getting ready to head out this morning. It's really free and clear. Just one minor incident to tell you about this morning. It's a disabled vehicle in South Saunders in the northbound lane near South Dawson Street, not causing any problems for you this morning. You probably might see some folks helping out that disabled driver with that vehicle. But elsewhere around the Triangle and surrounding communities, nothing but free and clear. You're getting ready to head out this morning. You can listen to us anywhere in the Triangle at 101.5 HD3.
A teenager is in custody this morning after 5 people, including 3 children, were found dead in a Washington state home. Another teen believed to be related to the suspect was hospitalized. Police responded to reports of a shooting early yesterday morning in Falls City at a home there. It's about 25 miles east of Seattle. Neighbors tell the local NBC affiliate there a few of the 5 kids live in that home, and officials say it will take several days to process the whole scene. There are very few details about what actually took place there.
Durham police have arrested the man accused of shooting and killing a woman at a Durham gas station. 30-year-old Bram Pugh is charged with first-degree murder. He's accused of killing 34-year-old Shaquilla Little Sunday night. It happened just before midnight in the 900 block of Fayetteville Street. Little was taken to the hospital where she died. If you have any information about the case, please call Durham Crime Stoppers.
Senator, I'm Chris Lovingood. Just a reminder, folks, there are still protests that are happening across the United States. This one from Minnesota the other day, demanding a ceasefire in the conflicts in the Middle East, not just between Israel and Hamas, but also Israel and Hezbollah. And that is why U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken just arrived in Israel today. This is him after he got off the plane. It'll play it again to show him disembarking there. But essentially, he is trying to meet with leadership in Israel to come to some sort of ceasefire solution in the Middle East. And it's not just happening there. The European Parliament also having that discussion right now because many people want that conflict in the Middle East to subside.
We're getting more video from the scene of a tragic helicopter crash in Houston, Texas. The crash happened Sunday, killing all 4 people on board. WRAL's Michelle McConaughey is here with new information about that tower into which that helicopter crashed. Michelle.
Yeah, Jeff, this is devastating. This was the scene after that helicopter crashed Sunday evening. 4 people, including a child, were killed. And this morning, we're learning the lighting on the transmission tower failed just days before. The lights on the tower had a history of not working. The Federal Aviation Administration published a notice about the tower last Thursday. It said the radio tower's lights were unserviceable until the end of the month, and agency guidance notes any lighting outage be fixed as soon as possible. Residents in that area are shocked.
Saw in my own eyes was my buddy behind me tell me to look up at the sky, and I just saw the cell tower crumbling down.
That's shocking. The helicopter had taken off from Ellington Field in Houston and was headed to an unknown destination when it crashed. The exact cause of that crash is still under investigation, and the identities of those on board have not been released. No one on the ground was hurt.
Michelle, thanks for that update. NASA's SpaceX Crew 8 mission might be spending some extra time on the International Space Station. NASA says the return could be delayed because of unfavorable weather conditions around the splashdown sites off the coast of Florida. Mission managers are scheduled to meet for a weather update this morning. Officials say if conditions are better, the vessel could undock from the ISS tonight.
And it's possible those takeoffs and landings, we can see them from here. It's so clear here and so beautiful. Elizabeth Gardner in the WRAL Severe Weather Center right now. We have these crisp, cool mornings we've been enjoying.
We do. I walked in this morning, so many stars, so beautiful. A little bit of a moon out there, too. It was full a little while ago, but it looks beautiful out there this morning. And, of course, once the sun comes up, we're going to have that pretty orange glow. So Fayetteville, Raleigh, Apex, Chapel Hill, all quiet this morning. Chapel Hill is courtesy of Top of the Hill Restaurant. We have the potential for some fog. None of it has developed yet, but it's 6:18. Sometimes once we get right to sunrise, we'll see some of it. Up around Lake Gaston yesterday, we ended up with some fog, so that's a spot that could become foggy later on. This high pressure system just staying put. High pressure systems bring sinking air. It's a dry pattern for us, and it sticks around all the way until Thursday. Finally, this front is going to be able to pick up some steam and move eastward. Notice there's hardly any rain with this. It will be dry when the front comes through, but it will deliver some slightly cooler temperatures. So you'll notice Thursday at 74 and Friday's likely to be in the low 70s. But today and tomorrow at the fair and all over, we'll see temperatures nearly 80 degrees, which seems really warm. But remember, our humidity is on the low side, so it should still feel pretty comfortable. No rain in our forecast through Saturday. And that brings us to what is going to end up being an unusually dry month of October. As a matter of fact, since 1944, there are only four months on record that have had a quarter of an inch or less, and we're looking at 1/100th of an inch of rain. So this is going to be highly unusual to see, just something that it rarely happens. But it does look like our dry pattern continues all the way through the end of the month. October 27th through the 31st, still looking dry on our climate prediction map. Okay, so we do have a front that comes through on Sunday, late Saturday into early Sunday, and you can see the light green showing up here on the model. That's probably going to be a couple of hundredths of an inch. It's still probably not even going to be a quarter of an inch, but just a quick little sprinkle that comes through. If you've been watering, it's not going to be enough to let you stop watering. And then high pressure builds in Sunday and Monday. This high pressure system, where it's sitting, rotating clockwise here, bringing in some air from the northeast. And when we see a northeasterly flow, that often sets up a pattern called cold air damming. That cool air hits the Appalachians and starts to dome up. It starts to pile up there. So typically what this brings is some cloud cover for us and some much cooler temperatures. So what does that look like? We're looking at temperatures into the 60s on Sunday and Monday, and it may be fairly cloudy. It still looks like it should be fairly mild, though, for Halloween. We'll take a quick peek at that coming up.
Hi, Elizabeth. Happening now in the WRAL Traffic Center. All the major roads in and around the Triangle and surrounding communities are delay-free. We're just keeping an eye on this disabled vehicle here on South Saunders Street in the northbound lane near Dawson Street, not causing any problems for your morning commute, which is good news this morning. Let's head outside, give you a live look at I-440 and Capitol Boulevard. You can see traffic has definitely picked up, but delay-free, flowing nicely in both directions. If you're getting ready to head out, you know traffic is always changing. We've got you covered. 101.5 HD3, you can listen to us anywhere in the Triangle, or you've got 99.3 FM in Raleigh or 96.5 FM in Durham.
Ken, thanks. Coming up, dozens of viewers contacted us when they received a confusing text about voting. The concerns voters have when they got this text saying they still need to vote right after they already went and voted early.
Plus, a Triangle business owner is working to bring joy to kids in Western North Carolina. How you can help provide holiday presents for those impacted by Helene.
This What's Trending report, sponsored by Rug & Home.
Big news for horror fans just in time this Halloween season.
Yeah, it involves fan favorite director and Ken Smith here now with what's trending, Ken.
Yeah, Jeff and Renee, it's all about timing, right? Deadline reporting writer-director Mike Flanagan is taking on Stephen King's Carrie. Flanagan is turning the story into an 8-episode series for Amazon.
How about that? And he of the Haunting of Hill House fame more recently, but that look back, Sissy Spacek, Carrie, the original. John Travolta was in that, by the way, you know, and none of us can figure out where or how or when. One of the pranksters, I imagine.
Yeah, we got to go back and look at some clips.
Yeah.
So listen, the sudden death of former One Direction star Liam Payne trending this morning. A heartfelt video of his from back in 2022 resurfacing online. Now, back then, Payne was asked what he would like to be remembered for. Well, his response, honestly, just being a nice guy. He goes on to say it's about giving time and effort to people.
And certainly all the tributes that have been posted online from his One Direction bandmates and fans and other musicians, all sharing their wonderful memories about him, certainly support that statement. So he was just 31 years old.
Yeah, it's the whole thing is just heartbreaking about what he potentially was going through at the time. Ken,
Exactly.
thanks. Tickets are on sale for a concert in Raleigh that benefits people in Western North Carolina. WRAL is proud to be the media sponsor of Music for the Mountains. The show will be held at Red Hat Amphitheater Sunday, October 27th at 6 p.m. Old Crow Medicine Show is the headliner. Performances also include Chatham County Line and B.J. Barham from American Aquarium. And all proceeds will be going to the Community Foundation of Western North Carolina.
And it looks like the weather is going to be nice for that really all weekend. We're going to take a look at that coming up. But our school day forecast for today, looking chilly this morning. Temperatures are in the mid-40s to near 50 heading out the door. But what a gorgeous afternoon. High temperatures will be in the upper 70s to around 80 degrees. Coming up, we're going to talk about a couple of fronts that will drop our temperatures a bit.
Also, 3 people are hurt after a shooting right next door to a local hospital, where police are centering their investigation for nearly 6 hours now this morning.
Plus, both presidential campaigns are working to earn your vote in this election homestretch. The stops planned for the Triangle and the Triad today.